You there! I'm begging you. There was a shipwreck. The others need help. Our ship was attacked by coral, I think. It just grew out of the waves, and I don't know what happened to the other sentry, Veslyn, or the sea elf prisoners we were transporting. I woke up alone on the beach. The sailors and other jailers call that place the Coral Cliffs. I won't survive the trip inside, but you're an adventurer. You're my only hope of getting the survivors out. Another House Mornard ship expects us. Our prisoner exchange is overdue. I counted the footprints. Enough for each of the prisoners and Veslyn. She's with them, mark my words. I just hope they're all right. Get Veslyn and those ne'er-do-wells out of the Coral Cliffs. House Mornard will see that you're compensated. The Coral Cliffs aren't an area anyone wants to be lost in. Strange noises thereabouts. Makes me shudder. You find my fellow sentry and those prisoners of ours. Get them out of there safely. I need to rest my hurts before we move on from here. North. House Mornard has a larger ship waiting for them. We were tasked with taking the prisoners to the ship from Amino's station. Their captain gave Gold and her word that she wouldn't attack Mornard's ship in return for her crew's safe return. It sprouted from the waves like some curse from nature. Dozens of faces lost beneath the waves, prisoner and sentry alike. The lieutenant said the sea elves might act up, captain's bargain or no, but I have never seen one of them magic coral. This lot seemed congenial enough for pirates. Their captain paid well for their safe return, but taking a sea elf away from land? No, I can't believe they did this. Powerful sea elves make weather trouble. Not what we got. Not the coral. Piracy may be the work of scum, but it pays well. This lot was lucky to be caught. Most pirates go down with their ship. I suppose House du Fort felt charitable when their patrol ship captured this bunch. Our ship held 15 and 10 sentries to keep watch over him. I only saw 6 prisoners and Veslyn flee the ship before it was too late. I was the last to make it off before it went under. No, not as such. Though there's one who's friendly with all the others. Kyrysnia. She got along with everyone and even thanked me a few times for their upkeep. Didn't think anything of the chatter before. One of the Breton noble houses. They govern Amino Station and the prison stockade. The whole island is technically under their jurisdiction, but no one cares about the jungle. Well, except for the mines. Technically, other than the town, the entire island is a prison. They do something to the worst of the prisoners. Call it processing. Once done, they set them loose in the jungle and let them fend for themselves. If they leave the jungle, they die. I'm a sentry on a prison transport. I'd like to work all right. Sure, some prisoners give you trouble, but they quiet down after a few hits. Nothing bad ever happened prior to the shipwreck. There's something sinister here. I know it.
That's the end of that tale.
Stay back! You're not one of those slimy druids. Who are you? I've got to get out of here. Why didn't I just drown in that shipwreck? They turned them into coral. Sunigiu. Those elder-tide bastards turned him into this glow. Then they fed the glow to the coral. They said that the archipelago belongs to nature. that they were carving a balance between the natural world and greedy mortals. They brought us through the caves and up to the platforms above. Then they shoved us into cages. Veslyn. She was whole when I escaped. I offered to help her, but she wouldn't leave the others and I had to run. I had to. I can't do anything. Not against the Elder Tide Druid's power. But you can destroy their coral. The Elder Tide sacrificed my shipmates to it. Those druids need to suffer. The coral is inside the caves, just down that hill. Make them pay. I'll give up piracy if you do as I ask. Smash the coral! Free the others, please! Right now? But... oh, all right. If knowing more about them will help you save the others, I guess I can stay in this place for a bit longer. They're the ones who should be locked up in the Amino stockade. They're not even supposed to be here. They corrupt nature. Even their magic does horrible things. It hurts, too. The way Sunigil screamed. Does there have to be a reason? Elder Tide druids can corrupt other sea creatures, too. Urchins, sea stars, fish, crabs, that sort of thing. But the coral they corrupted here... it looks like the coral that wrecked the ship. They planned this. They changed the coral into something unnatural. It stinks of druid magic and... blood. It'll look different too, if there's light enough to see. I'm not going to let them turn me into that. I passed by one a little while back. It should be down that way. The other corals are probably inside the caves. We could still hear our shipmates' screams from the cages we were locked in. Anyone still alive will be in the cages above. Destroy the coral. Make those druids pay.
Sure to leave an impression.
see you safely to your rest. Get back, fiends! Stow your weapons, my friend. We've won. You just volunteered to be our sacrifice.
Over here, quickly. I don't know when they'll be back. Thank the Eight you're not one of those druids. Hurry, get us out of here. The druids, they're using us to feed their coral. Screams! I don't want any more of us to suffer that pain. Please, please get this door open. Sergeant Brusic survived the wreck. The Sea Elves said he was as good as dead. They regretted leaving him there as soon as those druids locked us all up. The Sergeant and I take care of our prisoners. That would be Kyrysnia. She offered to pick the lock on this cage, but I couldn't leave these two. Seeing the druids when they killed Suni Gil and the others, it broke their spirits. Kyrysnia's many things, but she's not a liar. It's my job to guard the prisoners. I failed so many of them already. I'll not fail these two. If you open the door, I'm sure I'll be able to rally their spirits and get them out of here. Either pick yourselves off the ground or let me carry you. We're getting out of here. Sergeant Brusic's waiting.
Hero! If you had any interest in the sea, I would take you on in a heartbeat. Veslyn told me what happened. Is it true that a few of those druids were enough to cause our shipwreck? All those lives lost at sea, how much harm can they do? How many more ambushes do they have planned? Makes a person reconsider their work. Oh, it does my aches good to hear that. We'll let House Mornard know what happened here. Spare others some pain. Veslyn says you convinced at least one of them to give up piracy. You hauled more than was asked of you. Take this, with my thanks. House Mornard will hear about what happened here. The good and bad both. Druids turning the living into coral fodder. A fight between mortal life and nature? There's something strange happening here. But it's beyond my comprehension. While you were helping my prisoners, I got my bearings out here. We're not that far from Broke Rock Mine. I've made the run there a time or two in the past. We can make it there and get the assistance we need to make it back to Amino Station. Like I said, it's not too far. I've recovered my strength, Veslyn is none the worse for wear, and my prisoners will help us defend ourselves. Don't worry about us. We'll be fine. What happened here was out of our control. We'll make a report and get another ship to take the prisoners where they need to go. Mornard will see to the druids here. It might take some time, but the danger they pose won't be ignored. She'll be angry, of that you can be certain. But the prisoners will tell her what happened. I suspect Kyrysnia will lead that charge. Not sure. Usually, if we avoid them, the Elder Tide Druids leave us alone. This was out of the ordinary. House Mornard will need to do something, but I don't know what. I'm just a sergeant, but I'll do what I can to put a stop to this.
Those druids better be pleased they met us on land. Once the captain takes us out to sea proper, any druid I spot is gonna feel the swell of my anger. Believe you me, no coral magic's getting in the way of my revenge.
I'm glad our captain is paying for our release. I want no more part of this island.
It's not in my nature to give up my own freedom, and I'm not. Piracy isn't the only life out here. Veslyn and her captain won't see trouble from us, and we'll fight by their side. We swear it, on the constancy of the tides.
Kyrysnia and the Sea Elves are as good as their word. After everything we went through, I believe that to my bones. Thank you for getting us out of there. I think I speak for all of us when I say we didn't want to die like that.